finally, Thor Ragnarok, full spoilers review. You have been warned. You have been warned. This is the full spoilers review. Let's get to it. We start off with Thor already in prison. He said, I've been going through a lot. I've been, my brother tricked me. Everything's been going on. Some going on with these magical color fruity stone thingies. I didn't find none of those. I think, of course, he's talking about the Infinity Stones. And we turned the camera and we were looking at Surtur. And he had him in this little chain ball. He had his whole body in there. And it kept turning. So Surtur was giving this speech. And every time that Thor's face would turn away from Surtur, he was like, hold on. I want to be able to see you when you're talking. And Surtur would actually stop talking and wait till he turned all the way around in order to, and he's like, okay, continue. Hilarious. He was like, so you got this big eyebrow on your head. And he said, I'm going to put my crown in the eternal flame and it will make my body grow and I will destroy Asgard. And he was like, so all I got to do is knock off that big eyebrow and keep you from being able to do that. And he was like, yes, but I will do this. He was able to get the crown off of Surtur. He was able to escape. He was calling to his hammer, but his hammer was just so far away that it took a long time to get to him, which was hilarious. And he went to work with that hammer in the beginning of that movie, man. When I say he went to work with that hammer. He was not playing no games. We go to Asgard, and Thor is trying to get through the Bifrost. We go to Asgard, and Scourge is there, and he has these two machine guns. He was like, yeah, I got this from Midgard when I was in a place called Texas. Hilarious, man, hilarious. And then he had a shake weight. But there was this dragon that came after Thor as he was trying to travel through the Bifrost. And as he went through the Bifrost, his head got cut off and came through. We move forward and Thor is on Asgard and he flies up to the castle and there's a play going on with the people put on a play of Thor and Loki. And Odin, as you know, is laying down watching this play. Thor already knew what was up and knew that it was not Loki, that it was not Odin and that it was Loki. And they end up needing to go and find him. So they go through the Bifrost, they go to Earth. And as soon as they land on Earth, this mystical portal opens up and my man Loki falls right through. So you already knew what was up. As the portal closed, a card dropped and it said Bleecker Street. So you already know where we're going. We're going to the Sanctum Sanctorum. We're going to see my man Stephen Strange, Dr. Stephen Strange, mystical arts. He gets there and he says, look, if I help you find Odin, will you take your brother back to Asgard? Because I don't need him here. I got too much going on. Still making bargains with Dormammu. Got too much going on. You need to take your brother back home. So he's like, okay, your father's not here. He's in Norway. Basically, Loki had dropped him off at a retirement home, but he got loose and got away. And as he was getting ready to send them through the portal to Norway, he finally released Loki. He's like, I have been falling for 30 minutes. Hilarious. Thor turned his hammer to an umbrella, which is apparently something that used to be done in the comics and some shows then. So they get there, they get to Norway, they're sitting there with Odin, and he begins to tell them about Hela. And he says, Hela, the goddess of death, my firstborn child, your sister. So that opens up that can right there off the rip. Odin says he can't fight this fight with them. He must go on, and he just dissipated and went on. He said, your mother has been calling me, and he's going on to be with Frigga. So that was the end of Odin. Soon as Odin leaves, I'm talking about 2 seconds, Kate Blanchett bring her behind through that portal. Hela broke Mjolnir, tore that hammer up, and then there was a fight on the Bifrost. Oh my God. They were fighting the Bifrost, just Loki and Hela and Thor, they all fighting and going in and going at it. Thor and Loki fell out of the Bifrost, and Kate Blanchett's voice as Hela is just everything. Like, it is just so just seductive, and it just hit on perfect. I love everything about this character. Thor ended up getting captured by these people on the planet. And Valkyrie comes in, Tessa Thompson. Oh my God. She came to get Thor. Hela basically just started terrorizing and breaking down Asgard. The Warriors 3, they got killed first part of the movie. They were gone. Where's Sif at? We don't know. She wasted an entire army by herself with like and didn't break a sweat. Again, all the Warriors 3 are dead. Heimdall came to get the sword from the Bifrost Gate and dipped back out. We get the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory music as Thor is getting prepared to go through this little chamber to meet the Grand Master. Hilarious. Jeff Goldblum is literally all Jeff Goldblum throughout this movie as the Grand Master. He liquefied his own cousin with this staff, man. It's just crazy. It's crazy. And Thor looks over and Loki just over there on the sofa just cool and got the women feeding him grapes. He finally ends up meeting Korg and other characters from the Planet Hulk storyline that we know so much about in the chamber where the fighters are. He was like, well, there was this one guy named Doug, but you could be new Doug. Korg. Just talk about Korg for a second. Taika Waititi, the executive producer of this movie, the director of this movie, played the voice of Korg. Oh my God. Now, we've known Korg to be, strong, menacing, like the Hulk, when we watched the Planet Hulk cartoon that came out years ago. But Korg, I love the way Taika Waititi did this voice. It was funny. It was hilarious. I loved everything about it. Hela, we go back to Hela. She's on Asgard. And, there was the mural up above in the ceiling where you have Thor and Loki and the family. Everything's happy and bright. But she knows what was up there. Again, she's the firstborn. She's Odin's first child. She cracks open the mural, and above what we see is basically the tirade that Odin and Hela put on the 9 realms. They were a bad behind duo taking over everything. But Hela wanted more power. And Odin wanted to kind of slow down and be a father and be a benevolent king and just didn't want to do all that. So he trapped her and imprisoned her so she wouldn't continue to do all of that. It's because she wanted more power. She ended up bringing back to life the dead soldiers of Asgard that used to go in those crusades and those fights. Also, Loki comes to Thor saying he has a plan to stop the Grand Master. We get... Oh my God. So we get some more Korg, and Thor is supposedly picking out a weapon because he has to fight the champion or whatnot to get his freedom. And he says, yeah, you can use this 3-pronged pitchfork. It's for taking out vampires who stuck together. But also he gives his explanation of his hammer. He's like, yeah, I used to have a hammer, and it used to help me fly. And Thor was like, you used to actually ride a hammer? He was like, no. He said, the hammer used to ride you? He was like, no. Just trying to explain the hammer to Thor, he said. And Thor was just explaining how important it was to him. He said, so basically, you're telling me that this hammer was of great importance to you, and that losing it almost made you feel like losing a loved one. He was like, yeah, you're right. He's like, oh, I understand. So Thor finds out that Valkyrie is an Asgardian. She found out that she is a Valkyrie because he sees the tattoos on her hand. And she left Asgard after everything broke down with Hela. And of course we know that Thor was going to get a haircut in this movie. And that was because my man Chris Hemsworth said he was tired of the wig. And Stan Lee comes in and he's the barber. And he cuts Thor's hair off. Hilarious. And Thor is talking to Valkyrie. He was like, hey, I always wanted to be a Valkyrie. You guys are fierce warriors, until I found out that the Valkyries were all women. And they told me I couldn't be one. So we get the helmet. We get the Thor helmet, which everybody's been wanting for a long time. And we get the introduction of Hulk. And Hulk comes in. Hulk knows who he is. Hulk is popular on Sakaar. Hulk comes out. The people chant his name. He was like, Hulk. He was like, yeah, I'm that dude. I'm that dude on Sakaar. I'm that dude. He tries to, they fight. And, there's an Odin force where Odin gets his powers from. And it comes from his 2 brothers. But it's like when Odin died, it's like Thor really started to get the full breath of those powers. And he was taking it to the Hulk. But the Grandmaster, who didn't want Hulk to lose, shot Thor, knocked him out to keep him from being able to continue fighting. I thought that was messed up. But he was smacking the crap out of the Hulk, man. They were really going in. But when the Hulk finally got to Thor, was slapping him back and forth. Loki was like, yes, yes. Now you see how it feels because we go back to that flashback from Avengers when the Hulk had Loki and was just smacking him and smacking him back and forth. Again, Thor tapping into that Odin force, man, just those powers, and now he has the full powers. Hela ended up, we're back on Asgard. Hela gave Scourge the title of the Executioner, and Heimdall is away from his post, man. Heimdall is this is something we really don't see. He's always at that Bifrost gate. Hulk is very sentient. Like I said, he's been trapped as Banner for 2 years. Or Banner has been trapped in him for 2 years. He's been nothing but the Hulk. So he's talking more. He has more sentences. He's full-fledged Hulk now. Valkyrie walked out with the Hulk. She said, "Hey, that big guy." He said, "Hey, big girl." You know, it's just hilarious, man. The comedy was hilarious. Heimdall connected to Thor to let him see what was going on in Asgard. And he was able to see that he was trying to break the people free and, you know, trying to get the people to refuge and whatnot. And it was just, that lets us know that Heimdall's connected to souls. We'll talk about that later. Hulk and Thor arguing and fighting just like on the cartoon, like Earth's Mightiest Heroes and Avengers Assemble. Hulk is just hilarious in this movie. You know, he's fleshed out a whole lot more. Valkyrie said she faced Hela before when she was still a Valkyrie, and that didn't go too well. He took the transmitter from her to remove his neck transmitter in order so he wouldn't get shocked again, and Thor was able to escape. Thor made his way to the Quinjet to get away. Hulk came to the Quinjet and ended up seeing a video of Black Widow, and it changed him back to Banner. Banner didn't know he'd been Hulk for the last 2 years and didn't know where he was. The grandmother tasked everybody, Loki and Valkyrie, to basically find Hulk and Thor. We are stranded on a planet that is designed to stress me out. That was one of the most hilarious lines in this whole movie. Valkyrie finds Thor and Banner and says she wants to join them. And he said, fine, we could call ourselves the Revengers. Not the Avengers, but the Revengers, because you're getting revenge, and you're getting revenge, and you're getting revenge. So we'll be the Revengers. Hilarious. Loki has access codes to the Grandmaster ships that are going to help them get away. And he ended up tricking Thor, but Thor had a backup plan on him, so he didn't get over on him. Thor escapes with the ship, and Valkyrie decides that she wants to take the people out before they finally fly off. She takes out the lady that was giving her all type of garbage at the beginning of the movie, kept calling her trash, and the ship has no guns because it's basically a party ship with like fireworks coming out of it because the Grandmaster uses. They went through the Devil's Anus, which is a portal through the realms to escape and get back to Asgard, which was another hilarious thing. And Scourge starting to seem like he feels reluctant to join the Hela because he's an Asgardian himself. The Devil's Anus portal took him right straight to Asgard, and I believe that the Soul Stone is in Heimdall's eyes. But we'll get to that again. We're going to get to that. Valkyrie put on that costume. Heimdall helped the people escape. And Heimdall is leading the people to the Bifrost, and Hela's wolf comes to attack. Valkyrie came to help shut down the wolf, and Banner jumped out and said, "You know what? I got this. I can do this." He jumps out of the plane and falls flat on his face. I guess he thought he was going to change in the hook on his way down, on his way falling. Hela slashed Thor's eye just like Odin. And these trailers did a real good job of keeping that away, because if you remember that scene where he was standing in front of her with the powers of thunder going through him, in the trailer both eyes were glowing, but in the movie there was only one eye glowing. So yeah, y'all did good, real good. The trailers keeping that away. And she said, "Oh, you Thor, the god of hammers?" You know, that's what Odin was telling him. He was like, "Are you Thor, the god of hammers? You don't need the hammer. You're the god of thunder. So take that power, use that power." And Thor channeled his powers, went to the Bifrost to fight. And like I said earlier, the trailer, they did real good about hiding that from us. Loki and Korg came to help the people of Asgard by getting that ship to get all the people out. Scourge also escaped with the people. And Thor told Loki, go ahead and start Ragnarok, because this is the only thing that's going to get rid of Hela. We got to start in that Ragnarok. He went to go get Surtur's crown. On the way to get Surtur's crown, of course, you know, Odin has the Hall of Treasures, and he saw the Tesseract there. So wonder what's going to happen with that. That's something we'll get to later. Scourge ended up helping everybody get away, but he ended up getting killed by Hela himself. Surtur said in the beginning that it was his job or his destiny to stop Hela. Hulk came out and automatically attacked Surtur. He said, wait a minute, but it's a big monster. You know, that's what I do. He was like, nah, don't worry about that. They were all able to escape. Thor has a patch just like Odin now. And Thor and the people of Asgard were in the ship. Heimdall asked Thor where they were going, and he said Earth. And Korg is there. He mentioned Meek. He was like, oh yeah, Meek's dead. But then Meek came back like he was like, oh no, Meek's he's alive. He's good. He's alive. Now, let's get to everybody's favorite part, end credits. I was disappointed in the end credits because I was expecting a whole lot more. We got one scene with the Grandmaster, but we got one scene where Thor and Loki were talking on the ship about going back to Earth, and the ship comes in and covers them up. And basically, what I found out that was the Sanctuary 2, which is Thanos' ship. So Thanos has found them, and he's come to see what's going on. I feel like just because we saw Surtur drive that sword down doesn't mean that Hela died, because she's the goddess of death at the end of the day. In the beginning of the Infinity War trailer, Thor fell on the windshield of the Guardian ship. Does this mean he gets there when Thanos comes in and attacks that ship that they're in while all the Asgardian refugees are in? Is that how he floats through space and lands on that ship? I wonder why. Remember, man, Kevin, we talked about the Soul Stone. There's so many things about the Soul Stone. The Soul Stone makes you hungry for souls. We kept focusing on Heimdall's eyes the entire movie. We kept seeing his eyes. They were orange, they were orange, they were orange. We know the Soul Stone as what we've been shown to be orange. And the Soul Stone basically makes you thirst for souls. But we don't see that from Heimdall. We just see him looking out to the Bifrost, looking out to the Nine Realms, seeing all the souls in the Nine Realms. And I wonder if Heimdall has found a way to suppress those powers, or is he just imbued with some of the powers of the Soul Stone. But I truly believe that Heimdall has the Soul Stone, or a piece of it. So that's my review, spoilers review, on Thor Ragnarok. I want to know what you all thought about it. I want to know what you thought about the movie. Let me know in the comments below whether you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook. You know who we are. We're Founders Anonymous. We'll see you guys in another video.